Good morning. Welcome to Spirituality Gone Wild. I am Debbie G, and it's time for a cup of grata. That is with two squirts of reality and a shot of expression. I just completely messed up my own blurb. I hope my guess. I know you're laughing at me, Dawn. I can already see it. Let me try that again. I'm not even going to try that again. Y'all know what time it is. Good morning. Oh my gosh. So, this is my first time being on this week. There's been so much going on behind the scenes. Can I tell you? My goodness, we've opened our own custom Roku channel. That's a whole development in its own. The Spirituality Gone Wild Untamed Club. We've got 25 co-creators and a lot of crazy awesomeness has been happening. So that's the reason I haven't been on every single solitary day, but I'm here today. And today I'm here with the energy body wizard, you guys. And let me tell you, he is a wizard because I sat in a group session that he did and I can promise you, it is a transformational experience you don't want to miss. His name is Don Lynch, and I'm going to welcome him right on up. And we're going to dig right into what in the world is an energy body wizard. Welcome, Don.
Thanks, Debbie. Good to be here.
I'm so stoked that you're here too. Did you hear me blunder my entire just like I went blah, 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 blah. I mean, I love that. Seriously, if you can't mess up your own show, what can you do, right?
This is true. Yeah, it's
Maybe,
true.
but you know what, Don? I'm under the impression that you can't mess anything up. Like, what do you think? I mean, not truly. Can we really mess anything up?
You can always just go with the flow.
Pretty much, right?
Yeah.
So, I was reading some really super interesting things about you. Body electric. I mean, I say spark the G vibe because that's your gratitude vibration, but it's about that spark. And that spark is the essence within us. And I'm looking here, you've had, it looks like maybe a couple of near-death experiences. I see
Yes.
one. Uh-huh, uh-huh. And you are now acting as roadside assistance for people that are on the awakening path. He's like AAA. If you're on that spiritual journey and you feel and you're like, ah, what do I do? And you've got your hazards out and they're on and you're doing your thing and you don't know what to do. I think this is what you need to do. Call Don. He's the AAA. He's roadside assistance for you all. I'm telling you what. And actually, no, all joking aside, he really is. Don, I want to just thank you for the experience that I had with you. You had a group session where you took everybody through this transformational experience one by one, and it was intense, so intense. I was like super tired after. I just wanted to just sleep. I didn't want to. Why is that? Why did I just want to sleep?
Well, what happens is when I'm working with an individual or a group,
Hmm.
one of the things that I'm highly sensitive to is what's called torsion or spin. And people are obviously energy, and energy always has torsion or spin to it. So the the majority of people have a certain type of spin that goes, for instance, like over your right shoulder, around the back of your head, and come back around the front. Okay, and that's the normal one. Okay, and then that there is like your day-to-day life stuff. Okay, and then there's the other type of spin that is the exact opposite of that, and that is the spin that goes over your left shoulder, around the back of your head, and back around the front over your right. And so that particular spin there, people aren't used to. And to what I try to do is make more people more aware of torsion in their bodies and in their lives. And at that point, sometimes I push more than is comfortable for some people, that energy moving that way, and the resistance that is created by your energy field is sometimes it takes energy out of you. So yeah, you feel tired, but you do feel when you get it, when you realize you're back actually in a balance that you didn't have before, and things have all settled down. Your body is just readjusting. We move things around, getting back in balance. And in some cases, people have never really been truly in balance, and it's a life-changing experience for some people. So
It actually is. If I can just speak to that, because after I was tired, then all of a sudden it was like I noticed that the days after that, my energy increased. I felt better. I was clearer thinking, which I thought was really. It wasn't like this morning. Apparently, I need you again because you know we get a lot going on, and the way I feel is like we just keep collecting dust all day long, and especially when you're dealing with so many people, so it's like that energy gets laden and heavy, and
Yeah.
I love how you're able to clear that. You're really truly a wizard with this. I want to say good morning to Ellie and good morning to Fern. Hi, you guys. Please ask questions for Don, if you have any, as we go. Right now, I want to take a little dive into some back history and talk about how you tapped into these gifts that you have and accelerated them. Um, Near death experiences, those are fascinating to me. I was almost there, but not quite. I just laid in ICU for 4 weeks, Don. So I'm always fascinated by this because I remember those moments, and they're quite profound. Tell me about some of your life experiences that have brought you to this journey.
Oh, how much time we got?
As much time as you need. It's 9 3/4 o'clock, and it's Harry. We're on Harry Potter time today, so we can be whatever we want to be. How about that?
That's cool. So, the one that um, people like me to talk about is like the ones that directly impacted who I am today, and they were major events in my life, and that happened actually. It's probably been at this point like 8 or 9 years ago,
Hmm.
and I was basically a businessman. Um, I live in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, and I don't know if some people might be familiar with the term free diving. I used to do that at night and with some friends, and so over the course of within 1 year, I almost died in the water 3 times. The first one, I'll tell you about the first one. The other two, I'll leave you in suspense. But the first one was it was like 1 o'clock in the morning, and
Yeah.
we're at a resort on the south side of the bay in Puerto Vallarta, and there was a breakwater there that was about 300 feet off the beach, and we had been there many times before. We swam out, and the waves were good size. They were somewhere around 10, 12 foot, and they were breaking over the breakwater and rushing into and up on the beach. And so, but we were used to swimming in pretty strong waves, and it was like no big deal for us. So we were in the water, and we have a flashlight underwater, and we have a spear and a bag, and we were looking for lobster actually. And so we were we were underwater, and we're going behind each other behind this wall, and the waves were coming over us, and we get when you're in darkness and have limited vision, you really get tunnel vision, and you kind of lose sense of things around you. And so we were working our way down the wall, and suddenly one time I was coming behind my buddy, and all the water that was trapped behind this breakwater was rushing out this one small exit on one end of this breakwater, and it shot me out through the exit, and I ended up in it was like just imagine a gigantic washing machine
Uh-huh.
where the waves were breaking against a rock wall and crashing back down into the washing machine, and that was me in the middle of that. And I literally it was even even still I still I mean, it was something that was it definitely affected me on a profound level. I mean, I knew I basically and at this point it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, and it's like there's nobody around that's going to save you. And my buddy was literally like 12, 15 feet away from me, sitting on the rocks, and there was nothing he could do, because if he got in there, he would be stuck in the same thing. It was so powerful. There was no fighting it. So it's funny. I mean, I had to go with the flow, and I could either stay in that washing machine thing, or I could try to get out of it and get swept out into the middle of the bay here, and probably nobody would find me. And my other option was to just go with the waves and cling to the rocks, and that's what I did. And I survived. I lost most of my equipment, and my dive shirt and everything was all just ripped to shreds. And I was a bloody mess. But I clung to the rocks, and I could hear the next wave coming, and all I could do was just cling to the rocks and just literally inch my way up this rock wall to get out of it. And that was the first time. And my buddy took me home, and my wife got up, and then she proceeded to almost kill me right there. And then so
oh my God. I'm just like imagining what it must have been like to be holding on to these jagged rocks. And I've gotten caught in tide pool or rip tides in Huntington Beach. I used to go and boogie board a lot and all that, and I've been swept away in a riptide before. And then you get so far out there, it's crazy. But water is the most powerful force. It's the softest thing it's so soft, but yet it is so powerful. But so you get home and your wife's she's about to have your head on a platter. I'm imagining. So she probably wasn't really thrilled that you're out at 1:00 in the morning, under the water.
Well, she was used to it. I mean, we were doing that all the time. And we'd go out and, dive all night and come home early in the morning and stuff. She was used to it, but me coming home all beat up and battered was not the normal thing.
Yeah,
so. But that was actually the first time. And then I had 2 subsequent ones in that same year.
Oh, geez.
And, okay. So it was all in water right here in Puerto Vallarta in the bay. Well, the other one, the worst one was actually outside the bay in Cabos Corrientes. But yeah. So then after all that, one day I'm sitting on the rooftop here in the middle of downtown Puerto Vallarta, and my body uncontrollably just started going like that. And I'm sitting there, and my wife is going, what's wrong with you? I'm like, I don't know. It's just like uncontrollable. I went on and on and on and on. And then finally stopped. And then just a little while later, a few days later, I was in the coffee shop talking to friends and stuff. And somebody came up and was talking about their ache or pain or something like that. And I just said, hey, just a minute. I took it out of their body. And that was the beginning of this stage of my journey. So now what happened was, one of the things actually, it's one of the things I liked about your interview with Kathy Mason was like you're talking about, giving thanks and even though that was something horrible, all those 3 experiences were horrible, I still give thanks for that opportunity to. I'm really a slow learner, so it took me 3 times before I realized that this is all. You have to really let go of all this crap that our own beliefs about who and what we are and stuff, and become more with the things outside of us. So I give thanks for that stuff all the time, and I really liked your interview. It was timely for me. I was due for a big thank you, and I gave it. I continue to give it, and I thank you, Debbie, for that.
I love you. You rock, because this is about Cuppa Grata, which is totally freaking about gratitude. And listen, if you've ever had a near-death experience, what we come back out of that, from what we get from that, is simple: that life is too short. You better start appreciating it right now, and appreciating those people that are in your life. And it's about the who's, not about the what's. And I love this. And what I really heard you say is that experience has brought you to a space not only within yourself, but then how that you can be of service to other people. Because that's what you do. That's what you're doing with this gift, is you're of service with other people. And that's the most beautiful thing that I can possibly, I think that's probably the most beautiful thing that we can do for each other, is to show up and be of service. I want to say good morning to Judy. Hi, Judy and Edra. And it looks like Lizzie is on too. Hello, Liz. She's all the way from New York. So I've experienced what it's like when you are moving energy, and I think that it is an amazing experience, Don. But I also want to talk about a couple of your most profound experiences that you've had as an energy worker, because that's an important thing. Listen, y'all don't have to believe it, but we're going to give you a short, if Don's up to it, maybe we'll give you a short little, just a little teaser of what it's like, and then I'll tell you how you can book sessions with them. And good morning, Kelly. In the meantime, hold tight and let's hear about a couple of your favorites. And I'm going to put the screen on you too. Yes, I am. There you are.
Okay. Well, actually, after that initial experiences, the initial year of experiences that I started this journey, I became more aware of, and it's all about awareness, So I became more aware of, where I'd been in my life and where I was at and where I was going, and realized that was part of my own belief about who and what I am. And so I wanted to cut those timelines. I wanted to cut that timeline. I didn't realize it in those exact terms at that time, but I knew that I was going down this path and it was totally different from where I was at before. So some of the I've had all different levels of experience. I used to teach in Guadalajara at a gym over there, and my buddy would have a collection of people for me to work on every weekend when I'd go over there, and he would haul me around to people's homes. I'd work on all different kinds of cases and stuff like this. And through the years, I've actually enhanced my connection, and I've become more sensitive than ever before. And it's not about this healing stuff and everything that you're experiencing. It's all about feeling on a profound level.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Just feel on a profound level and you'll become one with everything. And so that's the key. Feel more and think less. That is the key. And so when I'm working on people, I don't go in with, even like coming into this interview, I had no set plan. I never do that because I always want to go with the flow. If you can connect on a profound level, not only with yourself and outside of yourself, you can always just go with the flow. And so when I'm working with individuals, it's all about just making a connection, just maybe talk a little bit about, where you live at and what you do, or, something like that. And then just get into it. And usually something comes up either through them or through myself, and we just go with that. Now, as far as personal experiences, I don't know where I should focus at, because I've had a wide range of experiences. Because I teach in Thailand, I teach in not only the US and Canada, but actually I work on a lot of people, and I'm getting more and more people in Denmark and Norway and over in that part of the world too. I have a very active and very energetic group in Bangkok that I work with. And those kind of experiences, I mean, I there's just so many of them. But I can think of one that I'm going to relate, because maybe I know the people that are watching you, they might have seen like some of these other energy shows and stuff like that. I work with Gary, the EFT guy. He had me on a show one time, and he asked me, you know who I'm talking about, EFT?
Well, I know EFT. Definitely. The EFT is, there's so many modalities and there's so many so many ways to get there. That's what I do know. And also what I know is that are you teaching people to also work with their energy?
Well, yeah. I don't want to lead this in any particular direction, but it keeps coming up. I'm supposed to tell you about this experience in Thailand.
Oh, good. Let's hear about that.
I was on this guy's radio program, or it was like an internet show and stuff. And he was like, well, tell us about some of your experiences. And this is like this is a story about sensitivity and being connected. Okay. It's not necessarily a story about, this is something that I do, I'm dedicated to this or anything like that. This is just a story about sensitivity.
Okay.
Because when you can really be aware and feel on a profound level, not only in yourself and outside yourself, you can, truly go with the flow, and it opens all kinds of doors, and you never have any preconceived notions about anything, and you just go with the flow. So I'm in Thailand. I was invited by a friend that was a Fulbright scholar that was doing a documentary on Muay Thai masters in Thailand. And at the time I was working with professional fighters, mind body guy, in the corner and stuff like this. And he invited me to travel with him on his documentary in Thailand that he was doing for his thesis or something. Or he was doing a documentary movie and interviewing all these masters and stuff. And we were in Chiang Mai, and he says, "Hey Don, you want to see the gym where I train at?" I'm like, "Oh, okay." And so he takes me up to his gym, and I walk in the gym, and I just feel like totally, my energies just went, oh, geez, it was just so heavy. It's just like, wow. And then the master was there, and he was talking in Thai to my buddy and stuff. And I don't think I said 2 words the whole time I was there. And we left. And as we're walking out, my buddy says, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like, "I don't know. I don't know what's going on. It's just so heavy in there." And so we left, and the next day we were going out to the master's original dojo, his original gym that he had, which was just about an hour outside of Chiang Mai. And we're all in the same bus. And suddenly my buddy turns to the master and his wife, who was sitting next to us, and he says, "Hey, do you have ghosts in your gym?" And the master turns to his wife, and they look at each other and they go, "How did you know?" And anyway, so that day we went out to the master's gym, and he has professional Muay Thai fighters that work for him that travel around the world and stuff. And one of his fighters was at the gym, and he says, "Hey, do you think you could work on this particular fighter?" And I'm like, "Sure." So I worked on the guy, got him all ready for the big fight in Bangkok and stuff like this. And then the master goes, "Hey, I have this sciatica that's really bad, and I've had it for so long, and nobody can get rid of it." And so I did my thing with him, and I got rid of it for him. And then his wife was standing there, and she goes, hey, what about me? Can you take this?" I said, "Yeah, stand over there." And I showed him how you can connect with people without, physically connecting. And so I took something out of her, and then they're like so grateful. They said, we want to take you out to eat. And so we went to, we're walking over to eat, and it was one of these deals, well, "Oh, you're great, blah, 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 blah." And then they said, "Hey, do you think you could come and do something with the ghosts at the gym?" I'm like, "Oh, I don't know if I can do anything with that, but I'll see what I can do." And so the next day, I have another buddy from Mexico was in Chiang Mai with me, my good friend, and we were sitting eating lunch at a food bar or food buffet in Chiang Mai at the shopping center. Mm-hmm. And he's like, "Well, what do you want to do today?" And I said, "I don't know. We should probably go over to the gym and see what's going on." And he says, "Oh, let's go over and kick some ghost ass." And I'm like, "Hold on, no, we're not going to do that. We're just going to go over there and talk to them and see if there's something we can help them with or what's going on, And in that instant, just like that, they came to me. They said, "Come on in. Come on over. You're invited to come over." I'm like, "Okay." And so we go to the gym, and the gym was closed. We walked up the stairs going into the gym, and I told my buddy, "Hey, just stop right there for a minute." And I took a couple more steps up, and they came to me and they said, "Stop right there, and then just turn around and look at the doors and look at the posters by the doors." Okay, so I did that. And then I turned, and they said, "Okay, now look down at your feet." And at the foot of the stairway were these beautiful carved elephants that were kneeling in a prayer stance. And then they said, okay, now look up at the doors again, the posters by the doors where the gym logo was. And there was 2 elephants standing up fighting like Muay Thai fighters and are dressed like Muay Thai fighters. And the energy change was dramatic. I'm like, okay, I got it. So I could tell right then that what they're talking about is that the logo of the gym was offensive to them. And so my next challenge was that we had to get the Muay Thai master there. And so we got him to come over, but he didn't speak any English or Spanish. And neither one of us spoke Thai. So we had to communicate just on the basis of energy. And I showed him the posters by the door, and I did a muscle test on his arm, on his body.
Mm-hmm.
And then I turned around and I had him look at the elephant at the foot of the stairs, muscle tested him there, and his body went super strong. Back to the elephant, his logo, super weak. And we did that like 3 or 4 times, and he goes, ah! And he walks up and he tears down the posters, tears them off the wall. And we go into this gym and tear down all over his gym, all his posters. Everything that came down with his logo was gone. It was gone completely. Okay. And in that instant, the energy changed completely in the gym. It went from oppressive, dark, it went to just boom. It's like the sun came out, energy changed completely in the gym instantly. Now, I'm not some ghost expert or anything like that, but all I knew is that these guys, these ghosts,
mm-hmm.
they were very clear and specific about what they wanted. I was an open book for them. I left myself open to receive. And that's what this is all about. It's just being aware and being able to receive.
I'm really okay. So that's a fascinating story, and what's coming to me is that it's like whatever this logo was, the impression of that, and it could have just been from the creator too, because the person who creates having that imprint of negativity and the energy. Have you ever? It's like our intentions are so powerful. Do you agree with this? That they're so powerful that they literally imprint on things that we touch and everywhere that we are, we're leaving our imprint, our signature energetic imprint. And so that when we're aware of that, we can actually change that, but also being aware that when that energy is heavy, I mean, yeah, that it wasn't in alignment.
You ready to dive deep into that one, Debbie?
Yeah, can we please?
Do a deep dive in that?
Yeah, because I'm seeing this, and yeah, help me unpack that.
Do a deep dive. Here we go. All right. What you say is absolutely true, okay? I have a little bit different perspective.
Okay, good.
Okay. The idea here is not to think. Don't have to try to understand anything. You don't have to understand intention, nothing. Don't think.
Okay.
Just feel. Don't try to understand, because this stuff, there's so much stuff out there that you're not going to understand. You're going to waste so much energy and time on that. It's just bullshit. Okay.
Oh, I love it. Yes.
All right. Yeah. Don't think. Feel. Feel on a profound level. Intuition, fine. Okay. Intention, okay, that's cool. You can do intention. That's absolutely true. But you can also not do intention. Because for me, intention is about ego. Ego, your own belief about who and what you are and where you're going to.
So what I'm hearing you say is to just be and allow and just kind of go with it versus trying to analyze it. And I'm really heady and I want to analyze things. And I'm glad that you caught this. And I'm loving that. So are you all catching this? Just sit with it. What are you feeling? And oh boy, that changes it. So I also just heard you say that intention is part of our ego. That is cool. Because you hear this all the time. This is what, like, we're kind of like, we're these behavioral monkeys. Like, we copy each other, right? Have you noticed this at all, ever? Like, you're in high school and you're hanging out with your best friend. You got one best friend who listens to the monkeys. Like, apparently monkeys are on the brain. But yet, I've all of a sudden you find yourself listening to the Monkees, and all of a sudden that's your favorite band, and everybody. It's just amazing how that this works, and we copy each other off of these things. And I think intention is something that we have learned to set your intentions, but your intentions are based on what I heard you say, the outcome of what it is that you're wanting, and therefore that's the ego.
Ego is so apparent once you realize how it rules our lives. If my first step in discovering the role of ego in my life was that, first of all, I tried. No, there was nobody out there. Everybody could say, "Well, you had this big ego." I'm like, "Well, yeah," but nobody said, "Hey, you can do this or that or whatever," But so I said, I told myself, okay, so what I'm going to do is ego is all about. Everybody was thinking it's all about me. So I tried to take the words out of my vocabulary. I, me, or mine. Just try to communicate with people without using those words. I, me, or mine. Take yourself out of the equation.
I, me, or mine. Take them out. I mean me or mine. Take them out of the equation. Oh, this is a huge challenge. Who's down today to do this? I, me, or mine. Take them out of the equation. Can anybody today have conversations and not include those words? I'm going to shoot for this. This is going to be a B, man. I'm loving this.
You're going to fail, Debbie. You're going to fail big time.
I just did it. Shit.
But you'll be so aware of it, it's going to drive you crazy.
Yes. But that awareness practice is how that we break patterns that are no longer serving us.
Yes.
So this is brilliant. You guys, who's down for that? Who's down for that? This is brilliant. No I, me, or mine. How about just don't talk all day?
No, you have to talk. You got to be able to talk.
I just did it again. Going to be talking. Oh, this is going to be a pain in the ass to get off because, look, I mean, I just did it again. Okay. All right. Okay. Ellie's down.
All right. Go for it.
Jeez, man. Oh, this is hilarious. Okay, check it out. Edra says, I always felt that way about intentions being ego. So my intent is to exist, allow, and receive for the highest good of myself and all. Okay. And I love that. And I love, oh, wait, we love that. We is good. We can do we.
There you go.
We could, okay, so we're going to turn the me upside down to a we today. So me gets turned upside down to a we. Because we are here to be of service. And if we are here to be of service, there is no I in the scenario. It's just a we. You guys feel the upgrade? You feel upgrades? Yeah. Anybody? I'm just curious. Anybody unpacking? Here's a great question. Let's check it out. How does that work when dealing with communication with people who are trying to heal? Does it not help sometimes to distinguish what is your feeling versus somebody else's feelings?
Well, that can be tricky. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
But once you're more self-aware, it becomes less tricky. Okay. And then what happens is when you're more clear and you're more connected outside of yourself, because when you're crushing your ego, when you're keeping your ego under control, and you can take your ego and actually put it aside and connect outside yourself at a higher level in a clear space and connect with other people more profoundly when you don't have your ego anywhere in you. You have it outside of you, packed up over there. Okay. And you can pick it up and use it. You can pick it up and use it anytime you need it. But the idea is to be aware of it and be able to control it. But as far as like using it in healing, I mean, if you can make people more aware of the role that ego plays in their own beliefs about how sick they are and where they're going and what's happening and all that, you can change it. And actually, I'm going to show you. Actually, Debbie, we're going to do this. Okay, we're going to do some. This for me, this is so basic, and this is just words. Okay, what I want to do is I want to prove to people right here, right now, that you can change the way your body reacts to all this stuff. Okay. Instantly.
I'm ready. I'm about it. I'm about it because I have been arguing and fighting with my skin for like the last year. I It's been a really big battle, but I just heard you say that your ego is what's keeping you entrapped. Oh, you guys ready to look at this with a microscope? I'm ready.
Okay. All right. So everybody, just go calm and centered. Okay. And the idea here is just to feel. Don't think, don't try to analyze it or anything. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of pull on your ego a little bit and see if we can get it released partially from your body, because your ego is energetic and your body is physical on a different energetic level. And so what we're going to do is we're going to try to pull the energetic ego, like part of the body, out of the body, and it's going to create tension or points of resistance in the body. We're going to release those and let the energy back into the body and just see if you can feel these shifts. Okay. All right. So your job is to focus on me, and me, I'm gonna throw some energy out here to the screen, and they're going to be words, and the words are going to bounce off that bag of water that you are, that just has some electricity bouncing around in there, and the ego is going to react to this. And the reaction might be a burning, it might be a tightness, it might be just a tension or resistance somewhere in your body. Okay. But the intent here is to be aware of it, to feel it. Okay. And when I tell you to, you're going to take a deep breath and just tap anywhere in your body, just tap on your leg or somewhere, just take a deep, deep breath and just blow it all the way out. But you don't do it until I tell you to. Okay. Oh, we're going to do this one first. Okay. All right. Just go with the flow here and go calm and centered. And then each of you say your name out loud so you hear it. Okay. Say your name out loud. Okay. Now shave your head of all hair, shave your eyebrows, shave all your hair off. Remove all sense of self-identity and feel the tightness in your bodies. Feel the resistance. Okay. Now just tap somewhere, take a deep breath and blow it out. And then feel the shift. And feel it. It's still moving. Okay. Now say your name out loud again. Shave your head, shave your eyebrows, lose all sense of self-identity. Feel the point of resistance. Pinpoint exactly where it's at. Now just take a deep breath and blow it all the way out. Okay. I got one more step to this, and I need to see Debbie. Debbie, can you put yourself back on the screen? All right. All right, Debbie. All right. Everybody just pay attention to me, okay? And I'm going to work on Debbie, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull energy up through her legs like this. I'm going to tie it in a knot right here at her thyroid. And pull it up. I'm going to pull it through her hands and through her arms like this. Then through her head like this. These energetic lines going through the body. And then up through the legs again, through the arms. I'm going to tie it a little bit tighter. I'm going to twist it like this. Pull them down through your head, up through your legs again. I'm going to pull them tighter like this. And a little bit tighter. Okay, now I'm going to grab a hold of them and I'm going to pull it out like this. Feel the tension. Don't release it though. Hold on to it. Feel the tension. Feel it right there. Okay, now tap somewhere, take a deep breath, blow it all the way out. Then releasing it back into the body like this. And feel the shift. Now I'm going to do one more time, and it's going to feel like this. Comes up through your body, through your hands and arms, through your legs, through your head. Now I'm going to spin it this way, tighten it up like this, a little bit tighter, pull them up through, around, down, like that, a little bit tighter. Okay, now I'm going to pull it out. Feel the tightness. Take a deep breath, blow it all the way out. Then let it back in. Now let it settle in. Energy is going to be moving around in your body. Okay, comments, questions?
Ooh, my comments are, I'm really hot. That's my, you guys better have your water. I've been properly. I was feeling, I did it again. What was being felt? I'm going, need to speak slower. So I don't use, Kathy, we're not saying I, me, or mine. So we're working on that right now. 2, what was being felt was two things. One was through my lower back at first, which was interesting.
Try this. Hey, Debbie, try this. Just pretend like you're a witness out here. You're looking at that body right there. And what did the body feel?
Oh, it felt this resistance at first, and it was kind of like tight, but all up in the back area. Like I could see the back kind of contorting a little bit. And then this release through that, but the second one was more up near the shoulder blades, and I see that that's just coming out. Like whatever's in there is this just being released out, but it's near the right here in the back. And then I see little energetic sparkles all around the body, like everything's just alive and on fire. Have you ever seen those fish in the water in the sea that are electric, and they're just like like that? That's what the body looks like right now. That's the observation.
If you like that one, just wait for the next one.
Still really warm. Interesting. The
warmth is created by the resistance.
So anybody, let's see. What do you think about that? Aaron says, aren't you projecting your feelings onto other people if you remove the relationship of your own feelings?
No. I think she's thinking too much.
I do that all the time. I just did it again. Look, it is really interesting. We are what's being challenged here today is identity and ego. For me right now, I'm speaking for myself only. And Aaron, thank you. I love you. And thank you for your great question. But I just this, it's identity challenge. This is a trip.
Kelly, you're really going to like the next step.
You guys about ready? Cooking. Kathy. All right, guys, we're gonna go out. We're gonna go into the next step. I'm gonna just take. Can we all feel the gratitude moment though? Because this is for you, Don, to come here and to share your gift with all of us is such a gratitude moment, and I'm feeling so much appreciation for you right now. Um, Edra says, for some reason, it feels like that happened before, so there wasn't much resistance. And Kelly says, I'm so ready. Okay, we're ready. All right, guys. Phase 2.
Okay. So this next step is about becoming more aware of torsion and spin, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to jump forward towards the end here and explain to you what's going to happen, okay?
Okay.
You're going to experience some different sensations, and at the end of it, you're going to feel that your energies are going to be moving around in your body and around you, and you might experience some resistance in the identity of, like, it could be heat, or it could be just a type of resistance of any sort, okay, in your body and maybe even outside of your body. And so what this does, what this becomes is actually what you call a toroidal field. And this will cause your timeline to be temporarily broken, and it'll try to it will reattach afterwards. But the idea here is become aware of your timeline and how it attaches to your body and your ego and stuff. And this will help crush all that, so that you know what it's like, what it feels like when you're totally free of your ego. That's the main objective of this next step. Okay. And then once you become aware of that, you can make that as your baseline. And then when something changes that, you actually remove that so it doesn't affect you. All right. And so here we go. So this step here is about pushing energy around your body. And if you just stay on the split screen, Debbie, okay, and I'm going to work on you, and everybody's going to get the effect. All right. So I'm going to run energy around your head from your right shoulder across your back and over your left shoulder like this. All right. Now, pretty clean. Okay. And now here I'm going to speed it up. This is like taking your car and getting a new tire put on it. You know, they put on that machine that spins a new tire up really fast. And what that does, it like highlights points where it's out of balance. And that's the same thing that's going to happen here. And just feel this. And feel that tightness right there. Then you release that. Then make it go faster like this. And you're definitely feeling that. Then I'm going to move, I'm going to stop it. No, I want to make it go faster maybe. You can handle this like this. All right. So just remember how that feels. Now I'm going to stop it like this. Now feel the shift. It's like a turbine, and it's like slowly coming back down. Okay, now I'm going to push it the other way around your head, and it's going to go over your left shoulder, across your back, and over back across the front, over your right shoulder, and it feels like this. Now feel the difference. See, you immediately feel a little tightness right there, and just release it. Release it. Once you become aware of it, you just release it. And push it more. And there's another one right there. Feel that tightness right there, and release that one. And now feel it moving. It's creeping back around the front. And there's another little tiny one right there. We blow right through that one, and then we push it all the way around. Here it comes. We push it harder and faster. And a little bit faster. And then I stop it right there and feel the shift. just slowly winds back down. Okay, and now I'm going to run both at the same time, equal but opposite spin, right around your head, and it feels like this. Then I make it go harder and faster like this. Release that resistance right there. And I push it harder and faster. And I lift it up over your head. A little bit higher, harder and faster. And then down, over your shoulders, over your body, and down like this. And I push it deeper, ground you farther. Feel the resistance right there. Release that. And deeper and faster. Then back up over your body, over your head, and out, and back down. Okay. Let your body adjust. Remember how that feels. One of the things that I'm working a lot with people now are higher functioning people. I mean, there's a lot of people coming to their own about feeling they're actually being more true to themselves. Mm-hmm. And one of the things I'm dealing with a lot of like higher functioning people is their ability to actually be in both places at once, be out there and be in here at the same time. A lot of people get real fascinated with this out here and they let this go down here. Okay, but you have to be, there's no rule about you have to be one or the other. No, you can be both. Definitely can be both. So I teach people how to be both, be there and be here at the same time. So you can walk around, you can be driving your car and still be connected outside yourself. You can be talking to people. You get true connection, clear connections outside of yourself at a high level.
An observation, if you will.
Yes.
The observation level. What I have is a feeling of nothingness. What I have is a feeling of, I mean, it's just such a high gratitude moment. These kind of gratefulness moments are so big. It's just, you're okay with everything you have. You don't need anything else. And all those things that we're attached to, that we think we need to have in order to be okay, are just falsities. And so the way I'm feeling right now is a deep sense of gratitude for my source connection, for you, for everyone that's participating with us, that the now present moment is perfectly all that is necessary. So very, very, very amazing. I agree. Kathy says Dawn is amazing. So Dawn, that's a beautiful thing. That's just a just is moment.
Doesn't require words.
No, I was struggling to figure out the only word I have is gratitude. The only word I have is appreciation. There is no other, but it's a beingness or a state of being versus a true explanation. I'll agree with that. Is that what it is? What do you think?
I have no idea what is for you. All I know is I can feel on a profound level, and I can teach people to feel on a more profound level than where they're at almost any level.
Questions, anybody? Questions, please. That's beautiful. You need to take a nap. Thank you. You're so welcome. questions anyone. That was truly dynamic. Let's talk for a minute about how people can work with you privately. I have right here floating across the screen, everybody, you'll notice donlynch.net. This is how that you go to Don's website and you're able to book with him. But you also, do you have some events coming up?
Well, ask Kathy Mason. She's on here.
Kathy, could you do me a huge favor and post anything that's going on with Dawn and how that people, she did, she put it up, which is what's floating across the screen. I'll throw it up here.
All right. Well, I turned my marketing lady off, Kathy. I turned her off in March this year, and I had plans to go. I had plans for Asia and in Europe and everywhere, and Boulder, of course, and Denver and up in that area. And I just canceled everything. I just said I had personal stuff that was going on that I knew was going to involve a lot of time and energy on my part, and plus all the COVID stuff. And I'm like, So, but what has happened is that it's allowed me actually to connect, on a more profound level, even more from where I was a year ago, as Kathy can testify. And so and I've come up with a lot of new dynamic stuff, and I just get downloads all the time. And as you may or may not know, I don't read books about this stuff. I am not a spiritual guy. All I am is I'm just here and experiencing this thing and having fun and going with the flow. And I don't have, I've met and learned stuff from masters of all different types of things. And I had all kinds of experiences, being in the martial arts stuff and as well as Buddhism and things along that line. And so I have a broad selection of stuff to pull from, but in reality, I really don't have any books on my shelves about any of this stuff. And it all comes from outside of me. I mean, when I'm working with somebody, it comes from outside of me, and it comes from in that moment of time for that person. So I don't go in with any plans or anything. And so that's what's led me to be able to work with sometimes really complicated stuff. It's okay. All right. So I have to do this. This is actually one of my pet peeves. So I don't like talking about some of the stuff that, people and things like that. So, and it's hard, but I tell you what, I have a person here in Puerto Vallarta that found me through somebody. And she's actually from Spain, but she lives here in Puerto Vallarta with some family and friends and stuff. And she's a beautiful person. She's like in her mid 30s, late 30s, and she's had this cancer running through her body, and nobody can figure out what's going on. She's done all kinds of like alternative treatments. She's done all the traditional stuff, and nobody can help her for some reason. And I walked in the first time, and in the first 30 seconds, I knew what it was. I mean, she's highly sensitive. This person is a highly sensitive person. And when I say sensitive, I mean she is empathic and intuitive at all levels. And she couldn't. I had friends that tried to work with her, and they said nobody can talk to her because she's very intelligent and she knows everything and she's connected, and nobody can talk to her and basically telling me don't waste my time on her. And but it kept coming to me that I was supposed to meet her and do something with her. And so anyway, I walked in the first moment, and for 30 seconds I knew exactly what it was. Here you are, you're a highly sensitive person in the middle of all this electronic stuff.
Yeah.
She is in bed. She can't get out of bed. She's in this bed, and she has 240 volts running right by her window. A double line of energy running right there.
Oh,
she's
wow.
got the Wi-Fi right there. She's got the TV right there. She's got the laptop right there. Everything's right there. And if you people want to see something interesting, go to my website and look at some of the videos. I got some YouTube videos up there. You can look and see what I do with cell phones. Your body can adapt to the environment. We just have to let our animal brains run the show, because that's what it's really about. Just a minute. Sorry. All right. So the thing is that if you're really sensitive, your animal brain will protect you. That's what it's designed for. The system's already built in. So I went in there and I worked on her, and she got immediate relief just by me explaining that to her. And you know, I traveled for 3 years. Went to all kinds of all subtle energy conferences and scientific conferences, trying to understand what I was doing. And this energy stuff that the body has runs between, you know, like 5 hertz and 28 or 30 hertz. Okay, and that's called subtle energies. And you know, since your body is just a bag of water, you got some electricity bouncing around in there. It operates electrically. You have software built into the reptilian brain up there running the whole show. You can when you approach things from that perspective, you can deal with complex stuff in a simple and direct way. And so all I did with her is like touch her, make her aware of that stuff, and release the tension that was created in her field, her electromagnetic field, with the fields that are affecting her. So you go in there, the brain can actually go in there and release specific points of resistance in that bag of water, electrical resistance in the bag of water, and just release it. And the body shifts instantly. You can feel it instantly. And so this electronic smog stuff, all the cell phone stuff is real, I can tell you. And it's not recognized very much in the Western world. But you get outside of, well, maybe you get in Europe, you know, you hear more and more about it. Asia, it's not recognized at all. But there's more and more people being more aware of it, like in Vancouver and up in Canada and some places in the States. And you get the 5G rollout and stuff. But you can adapt to that. Your body can adapt to it. You just have to be able to feel it and release it. Become aware of it and release it. Okay? And that's Kathy Mason. That's her job, is to get me out there to help people with that. But what I want to do here is I want to demonstrate the same effect on everybody that's on here right now. Okay. What I want you to do is take your right hand, put it on your heart. All right. So I'm going to work with Debbie, but everybody kind of go with the flow here. You go along with us. Okay. Debbie, move your hand straight up your body about 2 inches. All right. Now I'll go too far. Go down an inch. All right, move your hand down an inch. Okay, now move it towards your left shoulder just a little bit. Go slow. Move it slow for me. Move it. Okay, go not so fast. Slow, smooth movements. Okay, move it up towards your left shoulder. I'm gonna go for the big points. Okay, stop right. Oh, right there, right there. Stop right there. All right. Can you feel the tightness, the tension? All right. Now remember that point, okay? Now take your hand away and feel the change. And feel that, okay? All right, now put your hand back up there. And feel that tightness again. Okay, now just take a deep breath. And blow it out. And feel your body. All right, so it moved a little bit. Now move your hand just a little bit to the left. Or no, I'm sorry, move it to your right, Stop right there, stop right there, right there, stop. Feel that, okay? Now take a deep breath, blow it out. Now feel your body. Release all of it. Now move your hand away from your body. Relax. Now feel that. Different?
I was feeling a spiral, like like it was unraveling on this side, like a. It's only I can't really explain it. It's just an unraveling, and now it's just like supercharged. Supercharged heart. That is beautiful. That was amazing. Now that process there was just that was a quick release, and I'm imagining that would be really easy for people to do that at home,
Yeah.
just to get
Yeah.
recentered.
So, like the people that are on here and the people will see this in the future, they can look at this video and have the same effect.
Forever, a heart print has been left on the planet. Thank you so much, Don. Wow. I just had to. I was not expecting that today. I was not expecting this. I don't know about you guys. What I love about Don is that he's like cool to go with the flow because I'm organic raw. Let's just rip it out there. I don't ever have a plan with these shows. I can tell you that today was just a delightful surprise. Delightful surprise. And I want to thank everybody that's on here. You guys, if you're just now joining us, go back to the beginning and watch this. And remember to save this video and also to go to right there, donlynch.net, donlynch.net. And Kathy also put up this here. And it is in the comments. You just click on this right here. That's in the comments right above. Okay. And this is wonderful, wonderful. Ah, yay. Kathy says, I'm lucky I found this. We're lucky you did too. Thank you so much, Aaron. We love you. Yeah, Owen, I want to do the other side. And Cheryl says I love doing Don's work on people. Yeah. Cheryl, easy breezy. Yay. Ellie says, thank you so much that she needed that. I love you, Ellie. I love all of you so very much. I hope that your day is full of positive momentum and gorgeous gratitude moments. Remember, it's a state of being, gratefulness. And go back, watch this video over and over just to get back to center and get back to just that space of observation. And we can be in both places at one time. I love this. Woo woo to the wow wow. It's spirituality gone wild. I tell you what, if anybody is curious, if you haven't heard, it's gone wild. And it's gone wild right in our Untamed Club. Make sure you check that out at spiritualitygonewild.com. And I thank you. Look for Kathy Mason to be coming. She's now with the Spirituality Gone Wild team. And I love that. And so is Aaron. And we are also going to be going to our beautiful new channel in the Roku Apple TV world. And I cannot wait for that. That happens on January 1st. And next week, we have a couple of really big events coming from Spirituality Gone Wild. We've decided to open a 24-hour Zoom room that is for anybody and everybody during Christmas that just has nowhere to go or no one to talk to or whatever. So between the UK and I, we're going to handle it right here. Okay. So that's one, look for that. And then the other is just going to be our gorgeous co-creators getting together to have a blast. So that is all for now. Don, do you have anything left you want to say before we go?
Well, I work and live in Mexico, and thanks is gracias, ¿verdad? It's like thank you is gracias. Okay. It's like living when you're giving thanks, you're living in a state of gracias. Okay. This is like in English or in a religious terms, this would be a state of grace. This is a state of grace, gracias. Okay. And that's why I see you with Debbie in your show. And thank you for everything you're doing, Debbie.
You are very welcome. And I agree with that. Gracias. Absolutely. Be in a state of grace. I love that. That is a beautiful message to be left on. There's been a lot of beautiful gold nuggets here throughout this entire show and lots of great tools for you to take home and use right now for yourself so that you can live your best life. All right. That's what it's all about. Love you. See you on the flip.